stop gathering wild herbs at bher for XP. It is not the best XP spot anymore. And in this video I'm gonna show you spots that are better for gathering XP. In this video I'll try to explain how exactly gathering XP works and showcase some of the best spots to gather. For those who just want a place to go without throughout explanation why it is like that, here you go. Near Puturum, below our camp, and Heidel River. The exact location videos you can find in description below. And now we are gonna delve into nitty-gritty of why these spots are better than wild herbs at bher. To understand how exactly the gathering XP gets calculated nowadays, we need to start from the basics. First of all, you get gathering XP when gathering loot window appears. Each resource has base XP that it gives, and the XP is given for each tile. So for example, there are two separate cases of loot. One having 4 meat in one tile, and the second having 4 total meat but in 2 tiles. The second one will give twice as much XP as the first one, even though the total amount of meat is the same. And that is because it is divided into 2 tiles. For each tile you get separate XP. The amount in each tile doesn't affect gathering XP. It is all about amount of tiles. That is why Hedgehog is great for XP, as it gives chance of proccing additional tiles. At tier 4, Hedgehog has 50% chance to proc additional loot. But sadly Hedgehog chances are not affected by masteries, so it gives the exact same amount of loot at any mastery level. So the more tiles you get, the more XP you get. That's why wild herbs at bher for longest time has been the best XP. It gives 5 different herbs with very high chance at each gathering. So this is the fundamental way of how XP is generated. The more tiles you get, the more XP you get. You might say, Barak, the minigame increases the amount and we get more XP than from normal gathering. So what you just said about amount not affecting XP is wrong. It makes sense to come to that conclusion, because when minigames were added, I also did come to that conclusion. But it is wrong. Let me explain how. So minigames consume 10 energy and multiply amount by 10, and you also get x10 XP. But instead of changing the basics, PA decided to separate these two actions. You get x10 amount, and then they multiply the entire loot window by x10 XP. So everything that is inside in this loot window gets x10 XP. That includes Hedgehog procs. Even though the Hedgehog amount doesn't get multiplied by 10, the XP does. And as you guys can see on the screen, I did the tests, and indeed, when Hedgehog procs with minigame, I get twice the amount of XP. So minigame procs, you get x10 amount and x10 XP. That makes sense, right? Yes, but when we look deeper, some broken things arise. When minigame procs with unstackable item, like seeds, the amount gets multiplied by 10. With 2k mastery you usually get 5 seeds, so now you get 50 seeds. And remember that each of seed give you XP because it's in a separate tile. And on top of that, each seed gets multiplied by x10 XP, resulting in x100 from the base XP. Yes, whenever you proc seeds during minigame, you get close to x100 XP from what you normally would get without minigame when seed procs. That is why the spots that were mentioned before are better than bher. They have a chance to proc seeds. The XP you gain gonna be quite volatile when gathering seed rotations. If you manage to proc one minigame with seeds, it's gonna be equal to bher XP. If you proc 7 minigames with seeds, it's gonna be double the bher XP. Without minigame event, which doubles the chance of minigame, it is unlikely to proc 7 minigames with seeds. On average, I would say per hour you proc approximately 4 to 5, depending on your gathering speed, depending on the buffs that you have. The more gathering item drop rate buffs you have, the higher is chance of proccing the seed during minigame. And 5 minigames are approximately 1.6 times more XP than bher. With minigame event, the average goes from 5 to 10, resulting in approximately 2.4 times more XP than bher. But of course, because the XP is gonna be dependent on the seed procs during minigame, you can have very lucky hours that can surpass the average, and then you can also have unlucky ones where you don't get as much. But on average, it is significantly higher than bher, especially during minigame event. This is not over. There is gathering that gives even more XP than seed gathering. But before we talk about it, a word from sponsor of the video, me. Go check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/bher. It's a chill place where I do a lot of life skilling, some treasure grinding, and sometimes some crazy enhancing. You might have seen some.
Let's go! Come on, game! Give me the pan! Come on! Yes! Yes! Pan de Baraka! Fuck yeah!
And if you have some life skilling questions, come say hi and ask them away. And now, let's delve into the depths of the XP gathering. The underwater gathering. You understood what I did there, yeah? Delve into depths, underwater gathering. Well, anyway, the reason why underwater gathering is more XP is the same. Unstackable items and minigames. Items like crawfish, lobsters, clam, giant pearl oysters are all non-stackable. And you get plenty of them from different type of underwater items. Items like blue coral, green coral, round purple coral, pearl oysters will be giving you a lot of different non-stackable and high base XP items. The highest XP per gather item is giant pearl oyster, where it can proc up to 90 items in one minigame, and all of them have higher base XP than seeds. Without minigame event, it is approximately 2.2 times more XP than bher, and during minigame event, approximately 4.4 times more, which is quite wild. So why I just didn't start with this? It's mainly because underwater gathering is quite inconvenient and most people hate it. It is much more annoying than wild herb gathering. You need to manage your inventory, where you need to delete the items after each gather to continue gathering. And if you don't clean up your inventory, you risk losing many wild ginseng, like I did here. Helmet? Wait, why would I work on my helmet?
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
No! 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 Oh my god.
Yeah, and on top of that, the cooldown on the objects are 5 to 6 hours, resulting in very high competition for the spots, especially during minigame event. So I won't be giving the spot examples like I did with seeds. Instead, I will show you how you can find the locations on Bdolytics. So on bdolytics.com, by the way, the best website for life skillers out there, where you can find different information on cooking, alchemy, processing, all type of different things, guides, money per hours, XP charts, database, marketplace, all type of different things that you might need for life skilling. But today we're going to be looking at map. It has also map, huge map. You can select gathering, and then in gathering one you select underwater. We are looking for underwater stuff. We're looking precisely for blue coral, giant pearl oyster, round purple, and green coral. Those are the ones that we're looking, and there you go. This is the entire map where you can gather. So if you want to have fun underwater gathering, feel free to do. But as I said before, I will not be sharing the rotations, giving rotation examples, because it kinda kills the entire premise of making it easier for you to get into the underwater gathering, because once there are plenty of people going into the same spot, no one will be able to gather because they have 6-hour cooldown respawn time on these items. So if I make one rotation more popular than other, then a lot of people gonna go there, and then no one will be able to gather, and the XP per hour is gonna go big time stinks. So instead, here it is the map, how it use. You can use this map for, to be honest, anything, not only underwater gathering, right? If you want to have a gathering not underwater but trees or gemstones, you can like just select, and it will be showing the locations where you can gather these items. So it's amazing. It's amazing tool. So now you guys know your options of the spots to gather. It's time to take a look at what buffs and what stats to focus on for XP. At wild types, most of the XP comes from seeds, to be precise from minigame procs with seeds, and they don't drop with 100% chance, so anything that increases gather item drop rate should be a priority. Buffs like Fig Pie, Lara Tea, Alchemy Stone of Life, Raw Flavor Elixir, Delicious Japkaya are great to have while gathering seeds. But don't get mistaken here, the magic tool's 80% doesn't stack with your mastery drop chance increase. So even though in total stats window you will see high number, it won't add up the 80% from mastery you have on the base items. So it is better to use Logia or Manostol that gives 30% gathering item drop rate, and on top of that you will get 80% from mastery stats. Talking about tools, there is also option of normal HCP tool that gives 10% gathering XP and the coolant of 3 Manostol, but it does cost 50 CP. For me it's not worth it, but if someone wants to get it, feel free to do so. For artifacts, use gathering item drop rate one and the hedgehog license set. They are beasts. If you don't have those yet, use mastery ones or XP ones, whatever you have at the moment, and slowly work getting the beast ones. The seed amount also gets affected by your mastery. The more you have, the more seeds you get. At 2k mastery, you'll be getting 5 seeds every time they proc, and during minigame, it is 50 seeds. So definitely focus on getting higher mastery, and that is achieved by getting mastery gear. Don't use silver embroidered clothes over mastery ones. The trade-off is just not worth it. If you want live XP, would definitely recommend using crystal slots for that. The trade-off mastery versus live XP there is significantly better. I would even say it is better to use live XP crystals if you want faster leveling, but you give up a bit of silver per hour. And of course, the famous hedgehog type of pet, best friend of Gatherer. It gives a nice XP boost. At tier 4, it has 50% chance to give you another set of loot. And as an ending recommendation, the minigame event significantly increases the amount of XP you get at seeds and underwater. At seeds, it's approximately 50% increase, and at underwater, approximately 90%. So I would definitely recommend to do XP push during minigame event. And that was all about gathering XP, guys. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and share it around. And guys, don't forget to gather.